Every day, millions of people scroll through social media believing that every headline, photo, and post they see is true. But behind some of those posts are edited stories, misleading claims, and information designed to confuse people in today's digital generation. Today, fake news has become one of the biggest challenges online. Hello everyone, I am Jewel Mayas Magamay from Grade 11 Aspiration, and today I will discuss my report about fake news or information disorder. So our objectives for this presentation are first, to explain the three types of information disorder by presenting their definitions through discussion and examples. Second is to identify whether certain posts or online content are forms of fake news by analyzing different examples related to information disorder. And lastly, to determine the reliability of online information by comparing content with credible sources and using fact checking methods. So, there are three main types of fake news or information disorder. First is the disinformation, second, misinformation, and lastly, malinformation. Let us begin with disinformation. Disinformation is false information deliberately spread to mislead. In this type of information disorder, the creator already knows that the information is false but still shares it publicly to deceive people, manipulate opinions, or create confusion. The main point of disinformation is intention. The false information is spread purposely. Now, let's take a look at this example of disinformation. This post is an obvious example of disinformation. It quickly spread online, and many people believed that it was true without doing proper research. At that time, there was no official statement from the Department of Energy regarding an energy lockdown. The creator also used the official logo of the Department of Energy to make the post appear credible and trustworthy. Because of this, many people easily believed that the information was real even though it was actually false and misleading. So, to verify whether the post was true or false, I first downloaded the picture and then used Google Lens to search for related sources online. After searching, I found websites and articles, namely Journal News Online, discussing the post and explaining that the information being spread was fake. Through fact-checking and verification from credible sources, it became clear that the post was intentionally misleading, which makes it an example of disinformation. Next is misinformation. Misinformation is false information shared without the intention to harm. In this type of information disorder, people spread incorrect information because they believe that it is true. Unlike disinformation, misinformation does not always involve bad intentions. However, it can mislead people and spread confusion online. So, for my example of misinformation, I have here a post reposted by Optic Politics. The page reposted content claiming that the Philippine National Police or PNP was ready to enforce the ICC warrant against Ronald Bato de la Rosa with the caption, "Mga ulul, idaan niyo muna sa lokal na korte. ICC ba ang amo niyo? Ugok." The original content came from Batas PH. The resharing page circulated it without checking official sources. This shows a lack of verification before sharing. On May 11, the International Criminal Court unsealed an arrest warrant against Ronald Marapon de la Rosa. This part is accurate and confirmed. The misleading part is the suggestion that the Philippine National Police or PNP was already ready or actively involved in enforcing the warrant at that time. No official confirmation supported this claim during that period. So, on May 12, the Philippine National Police released an official statement denying and disowning the circulating social media posts. It clarified that the post did not come from the PNP and that the claims suggesting immediate enforcement activity were not accurate. Around May 21, the Philippine National Police later clarified its coordination process and possible steps regarding enforcement of any warrant following proper legal procedures. This shows that the earlier post circulated ahead of official action because the page reshared information without verification and there was no clear intent to mislead. The case fits misinformation rather than disinformation. So, lastly, we have malinformation. Malinformation is true information used maliciously to cause harm. Unlike misinformation and disinformation, the information itself may actually be real or accurate. However, it is shared publicly to embarrass, attack, or damage someone's reputation or even provoke negative reactions. So, the viral video of former Senator Kiko Pangilinan spread widely online and received many negative comments. People reacted strongly, with some mocking him and others believing the misleading version of the story. The caption circulated online said, "Kiko nikaon sa takob sa kaldero." Trending sa social media ang video ni kanhi Senator Kiko Pangilinan dihang gigamit niining bahawan ang takob sa kaldero ug daw gisabaw niini ang suka inubanan sa kanon ug asin. Many comments focused on the idea was eating vinegar and salt in an unusual way, which increased ridicule and criticism online. So example of these comments are, "Ug naa pay labaw sa plastic ikaw na." Second is, "Sorry po pero di nakakabilib tignan, halatang pakitang tao kayo." Other or overacting kayo, sir. And lumang tugtugin na yan, panahon pa ng mga dilawan. And lastly, pakitang tao lang si Kiko para daigon. So, sa amo pang generation, Kiko was labeled as performative. And to verify the context, I search spliced Caldero video of Kiko Pangilinan and check reports from GMA News Online. So the report included his clarification and full explanation of what happened in the video. This helped confirm that the circulating posts were missing key context and were edited in a way that changed the meaning. Former Senator Kiko Pangilinan clarified that the video was spliced and the online story was false. He explained that they were having breakfast at a farm in Pampanga and that they ate rice with caribou's milk and salt. He also said that the pot lid was used as a plate during the meal. He denied the claim that the video showed eating vinegar and salt, calling the circulating post fake and misleading. He further added that eating this was normal in Pampanga and that the video was part of his food vlog activities connected to his Hello Pagkain food security advocacy. This shows that the content was real or the video itself was real but altered in context. So the missing explanation led to wrong interpretations and negative online reactions, making it an example of malinformation. In conclusion, fake news is not just about false information. It affects how people think, react, and make decisions in society. Because information spreads quickly online, it is important for us to become responsible and critical users of social media. Before believing or sharing any post, we should always verify sources, search for credible evidence, and think carefully about the accuracy of the information. Because in a world where information spreads in seconds, truth still depends on the people willing to verify it. Thank you for listening.